Hello, my amazing learners, and welcome back to the Wisdom English podcast. My name is Sarah, and today you're going to complete your full day English shadowing challenge. In day 1, you practiced 30 powerful sentences from waking up to arriving at work. But now we're jumping into the best part of the day, your evening and bedtime routine. These are the sentences native speakers say when the day slows down and the most natural, relaxed English comes out. If you already shadowed part 1, that's great. If not, don't worry. You can always practice the morning routine later. Right now, just focus on this part, and let's keep shadowing. And make sure you stay with me until the very end, because I'll reveal the simple secret that makes practicing with your daily routine so incredibly effective. Today we're going to cover 10 evening routine sentences, 10 bedtime sentences, and 5 vocabulary secrets that will make you sound much more natural. Are you ready to shadow with me? Let's start with my evening routine. Remember to shadow every sentence with me, repeating each one after me in the pause. Here we go. Part 1. The evening routine. Let's begin with the first sentence of the evening, when the workday is finally over and you are on your way home. These sentences are incredibly useful for your daily conversations. I finish work and say goodbye to everyone. I finish work and say goodbye to everyone. This is a simple but important sentence that marks the end of your professional day. Finish work is a very common and natural phrase. You could also say, my workday is over, or I'm done with work for the day. And say goodbye to everyone is a polite way to leave your workplace. It shows respect for your colleagues and maintains a friendly atmosphere. It's a small action that can make a big difference in your work relationships. I take the same bus back home. I take the same bus back home. Notice the phrase back home. This is very natural and fluent. We don't usually say I take the bus to my home. We almost always say back home. This sentence also implies a routine. The word same tells us that this is a regular daily action. It's the bus I take every day. You could personalize this sentence to fit your own life. For example, I take the train back home, or I drive my car back home. I stop at the grocery store on my way. I stop at the grocery store on my way. On my way is a fantastic and essential English phrase. It means during my journey, between my starting point, work, and my destination, home. So I don't go home first and then go back out to the store. I stop at the store during my journey home. The grocery store is the American English term for the place where we buy food and other household items. In British English, you would more commonly hear supermarket. I buy milk, bread, and fresh vegetables. I buy milk, bread, and fresh vegetables. This is a simple list of items you might buy. You can easily change this list to whatever you usually buy. For example, you could say, I buy eggs, rice, and some fruit, or I buy chicken, pasta, and some cheese. This is a great sentence to practice your food vocabulary. The adjective fresh is a wonderful word to use when talking about produce like vegetables and fruit. I cook dinner in my small kitchen. I cook dinner in my small kitchen. To cook dinner is a very common collocation. A collocation is a group of words that often go together naturally. You can also say make dinner or prepare dinner. Prepare sounds a little more formal. Describing your kitchen as small adds a nice personal detail. You could also say my cozy kitchen or my modern kitchen. I eat dinner while watching my favorite TV show. I eat dinner while watching my favorite TV show. The word while is very useful. It connects two actions that are happening. At the same time, I am eating, and at the same time, I am watching TV. What about you? What do you do while you eat dinner? Maybe you listen to music, or maybe you talk with your family. This is another great sentence to personalize. For example, I eat dinner while listening to a podcast. I call my parents to ask about their day. I call my parents to ask about their day. To call someone means to telephone them. And to ask about their day is a very kind and common reason for calling a loved one. It shows that you care about them and are interested in their life. This is a great example of a sentence that is not just about routine, but about building and maintaining relationships. I do some light exercise in my living room. I do some light exercise in my living room. Light exercise is exercise that is not too difficult or intense. It could be something like stretching, yoga, or some simple home workouts. It's the opposite of heavy or intense exercise, like lifting heavy weights or running a marathon. And the living room is the main room in a house where people relax. Read a few pages of an interesting book. I read a few pages of an interesting book. A few pages means a small number of pages. This phrase shows that the activity is a short, relaxing one, not a long, intensive study session. And calling the book interesting is a simple but effective way to add your opinion and make the sentence more personal. I prepare everything for tomorrow morning. I prepare everything for tomorrow morning. This is a great habit to have for a productive life. It means you get your clothes, your bag, and maybe your lunch ready for the next day. This makes the morning much less stressful. The verb prepare is a more formal and organized word than just get ready. It shows that you are planning ahead. Great job. These evening sentences are so useful for your daily conversations. Now, let's move on to the time when we get ready for sleep. Part 2. The bedtime routine. It's time for my bedtime routine. This is a time for peace and relaxation. Shadow these peaceful sentences with me, repeating each one twice after me in the pause. Take a warm shower before going to bed. I take a warm shower before going to bed. A warm shower is very relaxing in the evening. In the morning, as we discussed in day 1, you might prefer a cold shower to wake you up. Before going to bed is a very common time phrase that clearly indicates when this action happens. I put on my comfortable pajamas. I put on my comfortable pajamas. Pajamas are the special soft clothes we wear for sleeping. And put on is the phrasal verb we use for the action of wearing clothes. Notice how often put on is used in our daily routines. It's a very high-frequency phrase. I brushed my teeth one more time. I brushed my teeth one more time. This is a very important part of your evening routine for your health. Saying one more time is a very natural way to show that you already did this action in the morning. It emphasizes the routine and the repetition. I set my alarm clock for 7 a.m. I set my alarm clock for 7 a.m. To set an alarm clock means to prepare it to ring at a specific time. This is a very common bedtime activity to make sure you wake up on time the next day. I turn off all the lights in the apartment. I turn off all the lights in the apartment. Turn off is the opposite of turn on. It's another essential phrasal verb for daily life. Notice the word all. It shows that you are turning off every single light before you go to sleep. I check that the front door is locked. I check that the front door is locked. Safety is very important. 2. Check means to make sure that something is correct or safe. We check the door, we check our emails, we check the weather. It's a very versatile and useful verb. I get into bed and pull up the blankets. I get into bed and pull up the blankets. Get into bed is a very natural phrase. It's much more common than saying, I go into my bed. And pull up the blankets is the action you do to cover yourself and get warm and cozy. I think about the good things that happened today. I think about the good things that happened today. This is a wonderful habit for a positive mindset. It's a form of gratitude. Thinking about positive things before you sleep can help you sleep better and wake up happier. I close my eyes and try to fall asleep. I close my eyes and try to fall asleep. Fall asleep is the phrasal verb that means to begin sleeping. It's a process. You don't just sleep. First, you fall asleep. It's a very natural and common expression. I sleep peacefully until morning comes again. I sleep peacefully until morning comes again. The adverb peacefully means in a calm and quiet way. It's a lovely word to describe a good night's sleep. And the phrase, until morning comes again, is a poetic and natural way to show the duration of your sleep. Excellent. You now have a complete set of 50 daily routine sentences in your shadowing toolkit. You are building real, practical speaking habits, one sentence at a time. But we're not done yet. Part 3. 5 vocabulary secrets to sound more natural. Now let me share 5 vocabulary secrets that will make your English sound even more natural and fluent. These are small changes that make a big difference in how you are perceived as a speaker. Secret. Number 1, say sharp for an exact time. Instead of just saying at 8:30, you can say 8:30 sharp. This sounds much more native and precise. For example, you can say, the meeting starts at 9 a.m. sharp. Or as we practiced, I leave my house at 8:30 sharp. It means exactly at that time, not a minute before and not a minute later. It makes you sound very punctual and professional. Secret number 2, use grab instead of take. When you are taking something quickly or informally, the verb grab is much more common and natural in American English. For example, it sounds better to say, I'll just grab my keys before leaving, than I will take my keys. You can also use it to suggest a casual meeting with a friend, like, hey, do you want to grab a coffee this afternoon? It sounds very friendly and relaxed. Secret number 3, use check instead of look at. When you are looking at something to get specific information, the word check is often a better and more natural choice. For example, instead of saying, I will look at my phone for new messages, it's much more natural to say, I will check my phone for new messages. We check the weather forecast, we check our emails, and we check the time. It implies a quick, focused look for information. Secret number 4, use turn on and turn off. These phrasal verbs are super useful and absolutely essential for daily life. We don't usually say start the coffee machine or stop the lights. We always say I turn on the coffee machine and I turn off the lights. Using these common phrasal verbs correctly will instantly make you sound much more like a native speaker. They are used for almost all electronic devices. Secret number 5, say, get into bed, not go into my bed. This is a subtle but important one. We often say, I'm going to bed, to mean we are starting the process of ending our day and preparing for sleep. But when you are talking about the specific physical action of lying down in your bed and getting under the covers, native speakers almost always say, I get into bed. For example, you might say, I love to get into bed with a good book and a cup of tea. It's a very cozy and natural phrase. Practice these 5 secrets, and your English will sound so much better and more fluent, starting today. The final secret, amazing work. Today you learned 20 new sentences for your evening and bedtime routine. You learned 5 new vocabulary secrets, and you learned how to talk about your complete day in English. Your homework is to practice part 1 and part 2 of this daily routine shadowing practice every day this week. By day 7, I promise these sentences will start to come out of your mouth naturally, without you even having to think about them. And now for the secret I promised at the beginning. The simple secret that makes practicing with your daily routine so incredibly effective is this. Your life is the best textbook you will ever have. You don't need to search for interesting topics. You don't need to imagine complex situations. Your own daily life is full of real, useful vocabulary and natural sentences. When you learn to talk about your own life in English, you are building the most important skill of all, the ability to express who you are. So, my challenge to you is this. For the next week, I want you to write about your own evening routine in the comments below, using the sentences we practiced today as a model. I read every single comment, and I love seeing your progress and learning about your lives. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Wisdom English podcast channel to watch our next videos.